Eddie Howe's press conference was today, the new manager of Newcastle United, and I have to say, I was massively impressed. This is the Toon Review. Hi everybody, I'm Paul, back again with another video, and today was the day that Eddie Howe came to St James's Park and had his first ever press conference as Newcastle United manager. And what a refreshing change. A man who was very positive, speaks so well, and really you can tell when he was asked certain questions in the press conference today, he shut them down, certainly about the human rights issues and everything like that. His job is there, football and football only. And very confident man. It definitely came across, his confidence to avoid relegation. But I also like the way that he said that, you know, he can't guarantee it. Of course, he thinks he's going to avoid relegation. He's got faith in his own ability, etc. And it was just nice and refreshing to hear. But he also did say that he can't guarantee it. You know, and that should be a message to all fans. Look, you know, Eddie's going to do 110% behind the scenes and in front of everybody. But, you know, it may be too late. It may not be that we will get out of relegation. But that's for another day. What it is for today is where we go to get out of relegation. He also spoke about, the future. But he said his mind is very much on dealing with the now, not the future. And obviously the now is to get Newcastle United out of relegation trouble. That is the now. That is what he's got to do. And that is what a lot of fans, I think, are very confident that he can do. Already we've seen in training, you know, what he does, how enthusiastic he is, how hands-on he is, which is very difficult to different to the previous management. Complete difference, actually, when you look at how Steve Bruce used to run training sessions, if you can actually call them that, and to Eddie Howe, who was on the pitch working his arse off with the players. But this is what Eddie had to say when he first started the press conference.
Well, it feels fantastic to be head coach of Newcastle. I'm absolutely honoured, privileged. It's an incredible moment in my life. And judging by the reaction I've had and how the 2 days of training has gone, it's been a really positive start. So I'd like to thank everyone who supported me and the board here for trusting in me in this important job.
You've had other options in the last 15 months since you left Bournemouth. Why Newcastle?
Everything just felt right. It really did. I mean, the pull of the club is huge. The size of the club, the history of the club. Obviously, the new ambitious plans, the new owners when meeting them. Knowing some of the players, the squad. I just thought it was a perfect fit for me. Yes, I've had lots of other options, but I wanted to take my time and really utilise my time away from the game. I feel refreshed, energised, and ready to start work.
So there you go. Very interesting, you know, saying how happy he was to be at Newcastle United. He's done his research on the club, the history, etc. And that's what I love to hear about Eddie Howe. And then obviously Keith Downey from Sky went on to ask him about, you know, like we've just spoke about, what the future's going to hold for Newcastle United. And this is what he had to say on that.
We've had some really good conversations. I've been very impressed by their vision of the club. But to be honest, I haven't delved into that too much because it's all about the short term. Obviously, the position of the team. We need to try and address that very quickly and move up the league. And the aim is to stay in the league, is to avoid relegation. That's what I'll be working towards. And that's really my main focus at the moment. Everything else can wait for another day.
Are you confident that you can save the side from relegation? And if so, what will it take?
Absolutely confident that we can. But I make no promises on that. All I can do is lead the club to the best of my abilities. I'll give everything to the job. I'll commit 100% every single day to try and bring success to Newcastle for everybody connected with the club. I believe we have the ability within the squad with the players to achieve that aim. But it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice and suffering in terms of the players giving everything that they have to try and commit to the objective that we need.
So there you can see that he's very, very articulate in what he says. He's not promising miracles. That's one thing that he's not sitting in that chair doing. And I think that will come across well with Newcastle United fans. He's not sitting there just saying, oh yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. His achievements are to get Newcastle out of the relegation trouble that they're in and move up the table. And from what I can gather and what I can see, I've got 110% backing of this man. He comes across so well. He says he's going to give everything, 100% to Newcastle United on a daily basis. And he's really already proved that yesterday, turning up at the training ground so early and getting started with the players. You know, the players blowing out their arses by the time the training session finished. They were absolutely knackered. And then you see last night, you know, hanging on, driving past the few fans that were left at the training ground, but then realised they were there, and he reverses all the way back to get photos with, which I think is fantastic. I want him to do that. I want him to get to know the fans, get to know the city, get to know the club inside and out. I mean, he's done so much homework on the club already. That has been pretty much come across in what Amanda Staveley's been saying about Eddie Howe. I just think that now is the time that we can get a bit excited. You know, we've had the takeover, we had the euphoria of that, and Mike Ashley sodding off to wherever Paradise Island he's going off to with his millions. And it just took a bit of a lull. You know, people were a bit worried about management and things like that. But I tell you what now, after seeing Eddie Howe and listening to Eddie Howe, there is no doubt in my mind that 100% I would have him over Emery. Because I'm still convinced that Emery bottled this job. He told Newcastle United he would come, but then he changed his heart because of the situation Newcastle were in. We're not running away with the league. We're not sort of challenging for European places. And he bottled it. He didn't want a relegation on his CV, which might be the case, but he wasn't prepared to build us back up either. So for me, I would rather have Eddie Howe because he is very much in it for the short term and very much in it by the sound of things for the long term. And if he is, I'll get my words out in a minute, if he's successful, then what's to say that Eddie Howe can't go on and become one of these world-class managers? You know, he explained in his press conference that he's took a bit of time out. You know, he said, you know, behind the scenes, he told his family he was taking a year away from football. He did have job offers, but he wanted to spend it with his family, etc., recharge the batteries. And he says he's come back now a better manager. So if he's even better than he was at Bournemouth, then we're in for a fantastic ride with Eddie Howe. And I think, you know, we have to give him the backing. And even when we do go through rough times, he mentioned that in his press conference, you know, there's going to be really, really tough times for the players. You know, it's going to take a lot of blood, sweat and tears to get us out of the situation we're in now. But Eddie Howe is going to do that. He's going to work these players. He's going to work them to the bone and make sure that they're ready every single game to go out there and give 110%. Because one thing I've gathered from Eddie Howe already is that he won't take the crap that's been going on at this club all season. You know, the fact we haven't won a game, there's players just strolling around the pitch, not giving their all. That's going to change under Eddie Howe. So I'm massively excited for the Brentford game, because I think that is going to be really, really, really incredible atmosphere again. When he comes out to that tunnel, he'll know that St James's Park is behind him. The noise will be incredible. And hopefully, with whatever formation or team he actually puts out there, they'll respond to that and go out and give their absolute all. And get a result against Brentford. Get that first win in the bag. Get the confidence levels up. And away we go. One thing I did like as well, you know, these reporters were hassling him again about the human rights issues in Saudi Arabia. Now, I know they're doing the job and they've got to ask the question to see if they can get a response from Eddie Howe. But again, brilliant, wasn't he? He just turned around and said, look, I'm here for the football. And he didn't say anything else about anything to do with human rights. I'm there for the football. I'm repeating myself over again. I'm there for the football. And he didn't take no crap from the reporters who were trying to press him on the human rights issue. So I was absolutely delighted with Eddie Howe with that. So here's a little clip of what he had to say about the human rights issue.
Last one from me, Eddie. Away from the football, you'll be aware of the human rights concerns over in Saudi Arabia. Is that something that you considered on an ethical level before you accepted the job?
No, for me, this was a football decision. I'm absolutely delighted to be manager of Newcastle, and that's my only focus.
So there you have it. You know, he shut them down straight away. I mean, Keith Downey didn't press him on it. Keith Downey asked him one question about it. He got an answer back from Eddie Howe saying he was in there for the football, and that was it. And then Keith just said, good luck. But there was another, I think it was a Sky News reporter, tried to press him on it 2 or 3 times, and Eddie kept his cool. He just said, look, I'll repeat myself again, that I'm here for the football and nothing else. I'm here to manage this football team. I'm here to coach them, and I'm here to get them out of relegation problems and look to the future. So it was amazing. And it just there was no sort of arrogance there. There was no sort of, getting stuck up with the media. There was no arguments. There was no sort of, when he was pressed on that, he just remained calm and he just answered the questions as he felt best to. And that was fantastic for me. And just like I said, I'm just thoroughly impressed by what I've seen from Eddie Howe already. The training, the way he speaks, his work ethic, the whole thing. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic, that game against Brentford. And hopefully the players will put on a performance as well. And, because I don't think Eddie will stand for any of the crap that we've seen in the first 10, 11 games of this season. So very, very excited. So there you go. That's my reaction to the press conference. I'm 110% behind Eddie Howe because I think he is definitely the man we need at the minute. And all these people are saying, oh yeah, but in 2 years' time, when he's got us out the crap and everything, we'll go for a world-class manager. I'm sorry, but if Eddie Howe gets us out the crap and moves us up the league and plays brilliant football, I want Eddie Howe to stay as long as he damn well wants. Absolutely, 100%. Why would we get rid of Eddie Howe? It makes no odds. No odds, no sense, no nothing. So for me, I'd love him to stay. But hopefully, fingers crossed, obviously he stays because he's done a damn good job, which I'm 100% confident on. I think he's turned a lot of fans around who were even doubting him slightly. What they've seen yesterday, what's been said in the press conference, I think, a lot of fans have now fully committed to him, rather than just say, oh, well, I'm not quite sure on Eddie Howe. I would rather have had such and such. Fair enough, but I've been very impressed with what Eddie Howe's had to say, and he's made me think, yeah, I'm going to get right behind him. And I think that's the big thing. So we need to give him time. We need to give him the backing of the full Geordie vocal support when he comes out of that tunnel against Brentford. And let's really, really go for it. But let me know in the comments below what you thought of the press conference. Are you impressed with what he's had to say? Are you confident for the Brentford game? Are you confident that he's going to get us out of relegation? Let me know in the comments below. I'm very intrigued to hear what you thought of the press conference. But if you have enjoyed the video, guys, as usual, please do hit the like button and help us to continue to grow the channel. If you're new and you like what you're seeing, you've had a look around the channel itself and watched some other shows, please do consider subscribing. It's free to do so. Just click the subscribe button, click that notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I go live or there's a new recording out. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Take care.